Cinco, was he a quarterback?
Your ass better call somebody.
Texas would never be back. I'm putting that shit on my grave. Horns down on my grave, son.
Dabo is going to wheel his boys to a big victory this coming Monday.
A big victory. It's damn Georgia Tech.
That game ain't a top 50 game, man. South Carolina go in there. They're going to get dispersed.
Shout out to the boys again, going another 4-0 on the parlay, hitting again. 8-0. We are 8-0 on the season. If you listen to the podcast, you want to win some money, tune in.
No dogs. No tigers.
Roll Tide, roll. RMFT. Roll motherfucking Tide.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the College Football Weekly Matchup. Week 13, I believe. I believe it's 13, something like that. Anyways, had a good week of college football. As always, here was the guys tonight. I don't know if Preston's going to make it. He may pop in. It's that time of the year. Everyone's getting sick, I guess. But anyways, good week of college football. Coming down to the nitty-gritty, getting close to playoff time. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Josh, Roll Tide Popeye is here with us tonight. How was your week of college football?
And it was good, man. It's just, it is winding down. Guess there'll be 2 more Saturdays of me having all the TVs in here because Championship Saturday, I think they spaced the games out where you can watch them all, not have to have multiple TVs to watch them. Maybe not. Maybe there's one that comes on at the same time. But anyway, yeah, it's winding down. It's kind of in a blink of an eye, just poof. Season's up and gone.
Do you not have multiple TVs for NFL, or you just do the red zone?
I just do red zone.
Oh, I gotcha. Just curious.
Yeah, I just watch red zone. But yeah, it's kind of it's coming to an end. Well, the regular season is. Then you got this whole.
So you watch red zone. So you pretty much just watched the Saints game last week, huh?
The Saints game? Oh no, this past Sunday, I didn't get to watch a lot of the red zone. I don't know what was going. Oh, I went to my sister's for a Friendsgiving. He had red zone on over there. I watched a little bit of it. But yeah, god dang, Bo Nix lighting up the Falcons. Boy, they just
playing good. Bryson here with us. Florida fighting on that bowl game, baby. Here they come. Billy Napier
we're back.
He's going to sign a 10-year contract.
We're back. Yeah, I mean, what a great win for us. I mean, that's the first time we looked dominant on both sides all year. But honestly, it's a great win. We need one more to go bowling, and I don't think we're going to get it this weekend. I think we can get it next weekend. Got Florida State. We should be able to beat Florida State. But, big game coming up this weekend for us. I don't know if y'all watched that Carolina-Mizzou game. What a game that was. Rocket Sanders is that man. Lenore keeps looking better in the pocket. This Carolina team something serious. Ranked 18th now. Hey, they could make playoffs somehow. Their percentage has gone up.
There was a man on Twitter who went after South Carolina, said South Carolina is not good. I did read this. Shout out to Barstool. Brandon Walker, one of Bryson's favorite, did. He says, the biggest lie in the national media that the guys have tried to sell you lately is South Carolina is good. They are an average team. Just throwing out. Is
that kind of heavyset guy with the longer hair?
The blonde hair?
Yeah, with the beard.
Yep.
That dude always says some stupid shit, dude. That dude is so dumb.
Yeah, he watches a lot of college football. I will say I might listen to him, but he is an idiot.
Well, I'll be honest, and Chris, I think you can agree with me on both. Like being serious here, I wouldn't want to face Carolina this year.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean,
I think anything's up for grabs.
South Carolina's playing good right now. I just don't see a path for them to get in.
No, I don't see a path for them to get into. Then
they're going bowling. I mean, this is a good South Carolina team, very good defensive team, and I'm glad they're not on our schedule this year.
I'd like to see who they play in the bowl game, see what it's going to be like if they, do make it. But anyway, let's get into some games here, recap some games, then we'll get into the picks for the week. like I said, I don't know if Preston's going to make it. He may pop in. I doubt it, but if he does, we'll see him in a second. Let's go in. We had number 1 Oregon in a dogfight, hanging on to beat Wisconsin. It's not, the most exciting game, 16-13. We had that game on with the Georgia game. Wisconsin defense put up a fight, almost won that game, but Oregon ended up pulling it out at the end. Josh, any thoughts there?
Yeah. What is it? Wisconsin's quarterback, like not throwing the ball on the 4th down or something, taking a sack late in that game.
I know he took a sack late. We had the Georgia game on too, but
Yeah, I was watching Georgia game too, but I was keeping an eye on it. But yeah. Wisconsin was playing pretty good. Oregon probably didn't take them serious, and that's probably more of what that was.
And Oregon's had a few games like that. So, Bryson, I mean, any thoughts there? I know we had the game on side. We were all rooting for Wisconsin.
Yeah, we were Badgers up, W's up in that living room. It was a great game. I wish they could have pulled an upset, but Wisconsin's always been the more defensive team, and they
went into half. They went into half. I thought they had a good shot. Oh, there he is. He made it. Look at him. Hey, 2 hour. Hey, did you get? Oh, let me ask him a question because I didn't know he was coming. Did you get a nap? Did you get your 3rd hour of sleep that you didn't get last night?
Yeah, that's what I was just doing.
Oh. Well, you didn't have to come.
You can make it, man. Glad you can make it.
Glad you can make it. You didn't have to. I appreciate it. Cool. All right. Anyway, Preston, did you catch any of the Oregon game? We were just talking about Oregon, Wisconsin. Any thoughts there?
No, I didn't catch the Oregon game. I can't remember what game it was that I was on, but I was focused strictly on that game. But I was keeping close score of the game, close contact of the game.
Yeah, Georgia and Tennessee played during that time, so that was. I know a lot of people were watching that game, but also had the other game on. But anyway, BYU falling to Kansas 17-13. Seems like they're still going to be in the playoff picture as of now, and they got. I think they got another big game coming up. Josh, any thoughts on BYU and Kansas? Kansas got another big game this week against Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas is starting to look like we thought they was going to look throughout the whole season. They're playing a little bit better. BYU, like they got to win the Big 12 to get in. I think there's only going to be one Big 12 school getting in.
Yeah, Kansas was my sleeper team of the year, and they're kind of playing better right now.
Arizona State's still a part of
it.
Yeah.
Bryson,
good team right there.
Any thoughts? BYU falling?
To be honest, I didn't catch none.
I didn't catch much of it either.
I was watching a little bit highlights. I mean, they can't, like Josh said. I think we all agree. I think we all had Kansas as our dark horse in that conference. And they finally playing like Josh said, like how we expected them to play. But to be honest, I did not catch that game at all.
I stayed up late watching that game. That game was late, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 10-15 game. 10-15. Yep.
Yeah, and I fell asleep with I was watching on my phone, fell asleep with my AirPod in my ear, and then I woke up, and it was like right at the very end, and I was like, man, let me stay up and watch the end of this, and I did.
Sorry, hopefully you can still hear us. Knock the mixer over. Anyway, you still hear us? We're good.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, Preston, any thoughts on BYU losing?
I think it just shows that some of the teams that are up there. They're just not as solid as what you'd expect from a team that you'd really want to win a national championship right now. You're starting to see some of these teams that are up there, like a Tennessee, like a BYU, that are closer to the top 10, to the top 12, that are playoff contention, national championship contention. They're just not as complete as some of the other teams. They're starting to fall off just a little bit. What was that game played at on Sunday or Saturday though?
BYU.
I think it was at BYU. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking it was on the road. It wasn't. It was at home. So they definitely should have taken care of business there. I didn't watch a lick of that game as well. It was only a few games that I could watch. Yeah. I wouldn't. I was thinking BYU was a little better than they are now. There's 2 or 3 teams left in the Big 12 that are up there with Colorado, BYU, and is it Arizona State?
Yep, Arizona State with their 34-year-old head coach.
They play this week, though, right? Doesn't that who plays each other?
Colorado goes to Kansas.
Yeah,
Arizona State and BYU, right?
Yeah, Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, and Kansas.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, interesting right there. getting the real games here. Georgia defeating Tennessee 31-17. Carson Beck finally looking good, not throwing interception. Finally getting Oscar Delp involved, couple touchdowns. Josh, any thoughts on Georgia and any thoughts on Tennessee?
Yeah, I thought Tennessee would score late. That's why I picked Tennessee with the points. But yeah, Georgia's defense just kind of smothered them in the second half. Georgia came out showing that they're just as good as anybody in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, I agree. We still got to get the run game going. Hopefully, we can get back healthy run game for the playoffs. But we'll see. Bryson, any thoughts on Georgia and Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, y'all's run game still isn't there. Beck did look a whole lot better, and that defense, man, is like Josh had said. That second half played pretty good. Dylan Sampson had a decent game, 100 yards, touchdown. Kind of running through y'all's defense a little bit in the beginning in that first half.
I mean, they've ran through everybody. I mean, Dylan Sampson's done. He's had big games against a lot of teams, but Georgia can.
Like I said, I was expecting Georgia to win, but not by this much. I was thinking touchdown or 3 points. So that was a great win, much needed win for Georgia.
Yeah, thing on my end was Tennessee's offense hadn't been great, and since they were winning games at the by big at the beginning. But Preston, any thoughts, Georgia, Tennessee?
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust it, man. Everything, all the lighting looks kind of bad. Georgia just had one of those games. It was kind of a bounce back game. They had a dud versus Ole Miss the week before. They came back. I think Bryson alluded to it. The offensive line is kind of struggling a little bit, especially on the left-hand side. The run game just wasn't there, but they were able to find a way, make Tennessee more of a one-dimensional team. They were able to beat them. They were able to go up by multiple scores and really make Tennessee have to swing for the fences. I mean, that's what you're looking for a team, especially this time of the year. You're looking for a team to really kind of just, if something's not working, they find something else, make it work really, really well, overshadow what's not working, and be successful. And that's what Georgia did. They were able to put it together in 60 minutes, and Tennessee just really had no chance in that. Tennessee's defensive line, I thought, was going to be the match in that game for Georgia. Which, like I said, offensive line for Georgia was, a little down going into it. They've been just, kind of beat up all season, but they found a way. They put it together, and they handled business, and they took care of everything.
Shout out to the offensive line. Offensive line played well. I know Pierce went out a few plays. It worried me when Georgia got down in that game early, but pulled it out, played well. Proud to see that. We'll see moving forward. They still got another big people don't sleep on Georgia Tech. They still got to win that game. You never know.
Game's on a Friday night.
Friday night. Yep, Black Friday.
Black Friday.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be
Georgia
interesting.
Tech go get them hot deal, boy.
Never know.
But it's in Athens, right?
7:30 at night.
It's in Athens, though, right?
Yes, in Athens. Yep.
Just between the hedges.
Yeah, Georgia finishes off their season. Their last 2 games are in Athens. Yep. And then also Florida and Clemson picking up wins. Florida winning 27-16 over LSU, and Clemson 24-20 over Pitt. Cade Klubnik breaking off for the long run, pointing at the back of his damn jersey. That pissed me off so bad. I'm sorry. He went to the sideline in the bleachers and pointed at his jersey, and I wanted to. Oh man, it was a great play. It was a great play, but come on, man, come on. Anyway, Josh, any thoughts on Clemson and Florida's win there?
Well, my favorite part about Florida's win is Florida's band playing neck
Yes.
at the game to them LSU fans. Aha, I love it. Clemson, I think I turned that game late in that game. I thought Clemson had it. So I went ahead and turned it, but I seen on ESPN the long run that Cade Klubnik made. So good win for Clemson on the road at Pitt to get the victory.
Good old Clipsburg.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Pitt's quarterback, though, backup quarterback, he played all right.
Yeah, I forgot they were out without Holstein. Yep. Bryson, thoughts on Florida's win?
Yeah, man, great win. Like I said earlier, we looked dominant on both sides of the ball, and I I was kind of making fun of Billy Napier the whole time after that interview. You elevate. When you elevate, you can elevate even more. That's like that was the word, to elevate. And I was talking to
Disregard.
Stu Shambo, and man, that was a great game. Clemson. I mean, dude, what a run by K hitting the Raw Van Dam. Scoring that touchdown. I gotta give it to him. That was a great run. My favorite thing about Brian Kelly was saying his giving a pregame speech was, our tradition is we've seen Tom Petty in the fourth quarter. Well, he's like, we're going to know those lyrics when the fourth quarter comes, and we're going to be the ones singing. And look what happened.
God, I hate that dude.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I just don't like how he grinds on his players, but that's up in the air.
He's on the bus. He got Lacey coming off the field yelling at him.
How about him getting face to face with his players and getting pissed off at them? And what do you say? October ain't for achievers; it's for contenders. Well, buddy, you done lost every game in October, so just saying.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna rant about that in a second, but I couldn't be a coach. I can just tell you that right now because I would be done rip somebody's head off. Anyway, Preston, thoughts? Clemson big win, staying in the conversation, and Florida winning.
Florida put themselves in a position right now to go bowling. I mean, they did what I didn't think they were going to be able to do. I thought I thought LSU was just slightly better. I was fooled. I mean, Florida came in there. They knew what they had to do. They took care of business. They got it done. And they were the one that were prevailing in the fourth quarter. I mean, they put themselves in a position now 5-5 where they've just got to win one of the next two games. And I feel very confident they could probably win one, if not both of them, to potentially be sitting at 7-5, at least 6-6. You got Florida State next week, fucking dumpster fire of a program right now. I mean, us three could still go out there and us four could go out there and win versus that team. Regarding the Clemson game, that was a tough game to watch, man. I mean, yeah, I'm glad we won it. It's 2 weeks in a row. We've had to go on the road. If there's two environments in the ACC that are a little tougher to play in, it's Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech. And I don't understand. There was like 15 people at the Pittsburgh game. For some reason, they have our number. I knew when we went into that game, that's just one of those teams that's going to play us tough no matter what. Going into the fourth quarter with like 1 minute and 26 seconds to go, Clemson had a combined total of 8 yards rushing the entire game. I mean, it's fucking, I don't understand what was going on there. They teed off on us. They knew how to check the linebackers in a position where it made it look like where they were dropping them, they were actually bringing them. Their coverage just confused the offensive line and the quarterback, Cade there. But yeah, he was able to in that last drive to be able to put it on his back and run it 51 yards, I believe, for the touchdown and eventually, seal the deal. The whole point of the back, I mean, he was just hype. His team was just one of those things. Two gritty wins after losing to Louisville on the road, Virginia Tech, and now Pittsburgh on the road. I mean, I'm happy to see I'm happy to see that they won. Definitely don't think we deserve to win that game after how we blew that lead 17-7. Didn't score a single point in the second half until 1:25 to go. It's just one of those tough weekends. Hopefully that springboards the offense, because I mean the offense has been pretty bad since the Louisville game. I mean, since Louisville, Virginia Tech, and now Pittsburgh 3 weeks in a row. I mean, it's just been non-existent. I mean, it's just really kind of like a picture of the last 3 years in the last couple of weeks. So,
I haven't watched too much of all their games, but I feel like Maffa was going to be a stud this year and be in the Heisman conversation, but I don't know.
He's a stud. Our offensive line is just not. Yeah. They're still hurt. And literally on the first play of the game, they were talking about a left tackle. He's a true freshman. He's taken place of another junior that is hurt, wasn't able to make the trip to Pittsburgh. On the very first play of the game, he gets kind of like blocked low. He goes out, doesn't come back. So we had pulled a reserve right tackle, put him in the left guard spot. And our offensive line is held together by fucking tape and hopes.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's the games. I know Bryson mentioned the Carolina game. Do you want to say anything else? I mean, Carolina.
Dominant win. Very, 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 very The way that they came in,
dominant. It was close. Yeah, it was.
I'm talking about,
overtime.
and,
Yeah, I get what
and
you're
at the end, they were just so dominant. At the end, they just
Who are they
fought
playing?
so
Who are they
good.
playing this weekend?
Carolina has Bryson. Look that up while we keep moving. I can't remember.
Yeah, Hatfield did say that South Carolina. Oh yeah, they got Warford. Yeah, that should be.
Wofford.
And then Graham said, "Hey, he told me 3 weeks ago
They're gonna win out.
Carolina's winning out. Ain't no doubt about
Got
it."
a big game. Clemson. Well, they
Welcome
got
to the
Clemson
captain.
next
We
week.
got
It's
Locke.
gonna be interesting. Wofford.
Wofford.
There he
And
is,
Captain's
Wofford.
going to
All
that
the
game this
Carolina-
weekend.
All the Carolina fans.
Here they are.
There they
Spurs
are. Here
up.
they come. Here they come. Here they come. Anyway, yeah. Unless there's any other games you guys want to mention, reaction. We had the playoff rankings come out. Does anybody have any reaction to that? I went through and kind of did mine. I didn't really disagree with it too much. I mean, it's so hard to tell right now once all of the other games going to come through. But Josh, any thoughts?
No, I think Georgia should be higher than 10.
Yeah, I had them. I had them around 7. Well, I had them around 8 or 9. I mean, I think you got it. I mean, if you're going by strength of schedule, I think they should be higher because they beat Texas, and Texas is what, number 3. So,
Yeah.
The way I look at it, the way I'm looking at it is, I mean, they're all so close, just in records wise. Obviously, you're nitpicking a loss here or there. Georgia's got one of the toughest schedules to play versus anybody in the nation. The way I look at it is, on a neutral field, who do you least want to play? And honestly, the 3 teams that I really don't want to play right now on a neutral field, I don't want to play them at home either, is Ohio State, Oregon, and Georgia. Those 3 teams, I think those realistically are 3 best teams in the college right now. I mean, you can make an argument, obviously, who goes 1, 2, 3. I mean, Oregon struggled versus Wisconsin. Tough place to play. They got it done. Sometimes you're going to have a game like that. Ohio State, I think they're one of the most solid teams on both sides of the ball. They're just deep. They're good. They're very ready to go, I guess how you would say it. And then Georgia, I think their schedule playing a really tough SEC gauntlet. I think they're just one of those teams that you just don't want to see. So I think they need to be a little higher, to be completely honest. I'd have them around like 4, to be completely honest. I mean, nobody.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going like, so I guess I kind of went off like basing of how they're going to do it. Maybe I should like if I was honestly ranking like who I think the best team was. Obviously, I'd probably have Georgia at 3. I mean, really, probably higher than that. But I just going off kind of what they're basing off of and stuff. Maybe I did more of their list than what I thought. I pretty much had the same thing, but a couple nitpicks here or there. I think I had Boise State up a little bit higher. They played a. I mean, you got to remember Boise State's losses. Was it overtime against Oregon? So I know Oregon hadn't looked great, but it was a shootout against Oregon. So, Bryson, any thoughts?
Yeah, my biggest thing is all y'all are pointing at is I think Georgia needs to be a little bit higher. I mean, they're still one of the most dominant teams in college football.
Yeah.
I don't think that an SEC school is going to host a playoff game.
So, I'm trying to remember. So the top 4, if you win the conference, what does that give? When you win the conference, that gives you a bye.
Yeah, you get to sit at home, and then you get to prepare. You know what I mean? You get to prepare for one or as soon as the game's over, you've already prepared for kind of 2 teams, and then as soon as that game's over, you're going to know who you could really key in on preparing. That's what that bye means because I mean, if you play in the conference championship game, the other teams are getting a bye. You know what I mean? And then, but they don't know exactly who they're playing yet. But if you get a bye and you're a conference champion, then you get another week to rest. But you get to kind of have game plan, tape on 2 teams. You're going to play one of those 2 teams. So I think that's what gives the advantage.
There he is. We got Another special guest in chat, Ryan Newsom.
Oh, we got Army coming to town.
Big game. I will say, I think Notre Dame's might be better than what people think. I think Notre Dame's pretty good. We'll see. I think Notre Dame's got, I don't know. I'm not totally putting Notre Dame out of the question this year as much as I hate them. Let's go.
I think the game at USC next week is going to be maybe a little difficult than what a lot of people think.
Most likely win. I think they'll kill Army.
Notre Dame.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Could be wrong. Indy most likely win. They'll beat Army. Anyway, player of the week. Anybody got a player of the week they want to?
Yes.
Bryson, go ahead.
Sorry, I just had it and then my phone went stupid. Quarterback, Carolina, Lenore Sellers, 21 for 30, 353 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interceptions.
Interception. Bro, hey, hold on, time out. He just put it in the chat. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was going to say, it looks more comfortable in the pocket game, per game. So
I'm going to give my player of the week. I got 2 players of the week here. One, I'm going shout out to the New Orleans Saints and Taysom Hill might be I'm hearing report might be the greatest football player of all time. of all time. 8 receptions, 50 yards receiving, and then he had 138-yard rushing and 3 touchdowns. What a game! What a game! What a man! I should have wore his jersey tonight.
What a man!
He's
a great man.
Newsom says he's going to be at the USC game. Fine to see. Sisters, I got you. All right, that'll be what's up. That will be what's up going to that game. That'll be a great game. And then I also had for real player of the week, college football player of the week. I put Stanford, Emmett Mosley, receiver, 13 receptions, 168 yards, 3 touchdowns, win over Louisville. Preston, who you got?
Yeah, I went with Devin Neal, the running back for Kansas. Just upsetting BYU on the road. He didn't have a huge stat line, but he went 14 for 52, 14 rushes, 52 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Helping that team just pull up that gritty win out on the road, 17-14.
Yeah, Neal, good running back there. Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of go off the mark here a little bit. New Mexico Lobos upset number 18 Washington State, 8-2 Washington State. Their running back Devin Dampier, 28 carries, 193 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Upset Washington State, New Mexico Lobos.
Big win for the Lobos.
Yeah, Lobos. Way to take them out.
Captain in the chat saying Ole Miss. He thinks Ole Miss is going to do well in the playoff. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts there, but
big game this weekend.
Big game, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, and
the way Lagway plays, dude. I don't know.
I think so too. They can't air the ball out. They're pretty good on offense.
But Ole Miss had a week off.
Yeah, they did.
Have a week off, but I don't know if it was at the right time or not. I want to say it was at the right time so you could really soak up that win against Georgia, the big win Lane Kiffin had. But when your team's clicking on all cylinders like that, having a week off, I don't think they have very many injuries to have to get better.
Yeah.
I agree with the captain.
Rant of the week. I got one. Does anybody else got anything? All right. Only thing I want to rant about, and we were talking about just a minute ago about coaching and whatnot. If you are a player and if you go off sides or anything when they are trying to run the clock down before the end of the quarter, or the clock is ready, if you move and you cost me a penalty, I'm pissed. That pisses me off like no other. We were watching the game the other night, and somebody I can't remember. Somebody moved. I think we'll say it was a Georgia game. I want to say it was a Georgia game. They were running the clock down to the end of the first quarter.
No, the quarterback was laughing at them.
I don't know. They were literally just fake hiking the ball, whatever you call it, fake snapping the ball, and he went off sides. That would make me lose my mind. You know what's coming. You know what's fucking coming. That's ridiculous.
You know what's coming? Colorado's coming.
I mean, yeah, I'm not. They're here supposedly now.
Oh, okay. Well, I seen a clip of a podcast
Not a football player, but
that had Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders on the podcast, and Travis Hunter like selling himself on this podcast, hyping himself up. I just don't get it. Like, can't you just be a little more humble? But he claims that he is the best wide receiver in college football and the best cornerback in college football, and his numbers just don't add up for that to be.
yeah, I
Like,
agree.
dude, you're not better than Jeremiah Smith. I don't think you're better than Ryan Williams.
I don't
True.
think he's better than
Ryan
Trey
Williams.
Harris.
I
No,
tell you, Ryan,
I think Ryan Williams is gonna be the best wide receiver the next
Ryan
couple of
Williams
years.
is special.
He's 17 years old.
Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State. I mean, he's only 18. He's a true freshman.
Yeah.
Good
I
man.
mean, and that guy at Auburn, I mean, he ain't got a quarterback to throw to him. But Cam Coleman, if they get a quarterback, you watch out for that guy too.
Coleman's been good though, hasn't he? Or is he?
No, he's a true freshman. Cam Coleman, he's big dude, like 6'4". He's
Maybe it was just him. Maybe I
think. I mean, what Travis Hunter is spectacular because he's doing it on both sides of the ball, but he's just barely above average at each position on both sides of the ball. I mean, that's just the way I see it. Like, he's above average, but he's playing 100 snaps a game. That's what makes it so great. But don't get on a damn podcast talking about how you're the best. And do you see people making plays like I make and blah, blah, blah? Like, damn, dude, just let it go. I hadn't seen Ashton Genty get on there and talk about, hey, can't nobody stop me. Can't nobody stop my runs, my rushes, you know.
Yeah.
I hope Genty wins. I kind of hope he wins.
I do too. I will say, shout out to Colorado. Shout out Deion Sanders. Shout out Shador. They will be playing for like everybody's report. It will be on the Dallas. They're all going to the Dallas Cowboys next year, supposedly.
Oh yeah, well, Deion Sanders says he's got his kickstand. He's got his kickstand down. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going.
I disagree.
I want to see Colorado and South Carolina playing a goddamn bowl game.
Yeah, that would be a good bowl game. I was thinking about this.
They would sack Shador Sanders at least 6 times in that game.
Yeah.
All right, shout out Clay Rick.
I was thinking about that the other week, a week ago. I mean, I was thinking Deion Sanders could go if they trade Dak Prescott, if they have they have a top pick, they trade Dak Prescott and then another top pick. I mean, they could get all three of them. They can get the coach, they can get Hunter, and they can get Shador. That adds up. It lines up. Why not? He played for Cowboys, played for Dallas.
To me, he's more fit for an NFL job than he is college.
You can't tell me Jerry Jones ain't gonna offer the house for that man.
I mean, he wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think he'd have to offer the house to get him.
No, he wouldn't have to, but he's going to.
I mean,
Jerry Jones is old and desperate. I mean, he wants to win, and it's never gonna happen. He plays Cowboys. Anyway, let's get into the records. Josh, you got the records for last week?
Ooh, yeah. Let me get on that. Here we go.
You're good.
Here we go. All right. So I went 2-3, winning the Arkansas and the Pitt game because we didn't have the Florida LSU game on last week's picks. It's a travesty. But anyway, went with I got Arkansas and Pitt. I was the only one that got the Arkansas win, which made me feel good. But that takes me to 35-25. And Chris, you went 2-3, winning with Pitt and Georgia, and you were 34-26. Bryson, tough week, buddy. You went 1-4, winning with the Pitt game, and that took you to 34-26. And Preston, you had a rough week too. You won with the Pitt game, 1-4. 27-33. I got a 1-game lead with 2 weeks left to go.
Dang, we all went under 500.
The theme music.
Who's one lead over, me or Bryson?
Both of y'all are tied. Y'all are 34-26, and I'm 35-25.
Okay, I got you. All right, well, not a great week for any of us. Hey, let's hope we bounce back this week. We are going to get into our games here a few more weeks before we crown another champion. Then we'll do the bowl games. Maybe we'll set up a bowl thing so everybody in the chat, whoever's in the chat, can do a pick'em thing as well. All right, first game, we're going to the biggest game of the week. See if they can prove us wrong here. Prove they should be undefeated. We're going Saturday at noon.
At noon. Yeah, number 2 or number 5 at noon.
Absolutely
The big
ridiculous.
kickoff. I saw J.J. Watt complain about this today. Indiana at Ohio State. Ohio State. These spreads were as of Monday, so if you do see different, Ohio State minus 13.5. Josh, lead us off.
Well, I mean, Ohio State's center who transferred from Alabama, the one that had all the snapping problems last year, got that squared away, was a Remington Award finalist this year, tore his ACL in practice. He picked up a lot of the blocking schemes. I just don't know if a center is going to be that much of a difference for Ohio State in this game. May come back later, when they play Oregon again. But I think that Ohio State will cover the spread here. I got them minus 13.5.
Bryson, who you got?
The line has moved. It's now Ohio State 11.5.
Moving towards Indiana.
Yeah, moving towards Indiana, and I'm just not really sold on Ohio State. I'm going with Indiana. I like Indiana with the points. I think Ohio State does win, but I don't see it 13 points, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be around the number. I think it's going to be pretty close. I'm gonna take Indiana. I'm gonna agree with them. I'm not sold on Indiana, but I'm not sold on Ohio State either. I know they got a lot of talent, but it's not fully sold. So, Preston, who you got?
I'm going to go with Ohio State here. I think they're going to lay it on them. I think this is Ohio State's chance to really, they looked good when they played Penn State a couple weeks ago. I think they're going to do the same thing here. Indiana has played against the bottom of the bottom in the Big Ten. Their out of conference is like Charlotte and a couple other teams. I don't think they're as experienced as what Ohio State's going to be going into this game. I think Ohio State is going to put it on Indiana, and I think Indiana's just going to drop.
Yeah, and this is at Ohio State too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they lose this game by 2 touchdowns or more, they'll be out of the playoff picture with a 106 ranked schedule.
Yeah.
They'll be out.
Who's that? Indiana?
Yep. If they keep it real close.
So they lose by 14.
If they lose by 14, they're out, man. I don't see them. I just don't see it. I just don't see how they can get back in. There's too many 2-loss SEC teams sitting right there waiting to get, waiting for that.
I think it's going to be right around that number. I think it's going to be right around the number, but
I think they lose by three touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State's going to prove a point.
They should. Yeah, we'll see. Let's go to another game here. We got Saturday at noon again, I believe. Ole Miss at Florida. Bryson Brown will be in attendance for this game.
Oh, you're going
to Gainesville.
God dang.
Ole Miss minus 10.5. Bryson, go ahead and give us your thoughts here. We're going to lead you off with you.
So y'all got it 10.5?
I got it at 10.5. That's what we had as
Saturday.
What you had as of now? Just curious.
It's still at 10.5.
Okay.
This Saturday, 26 years ago, I was born.
Okay.
I would love to see the Gators get something for my birthday, get a big win on my birthday. That'd be awesome. But I'm gonna go with my boys here. It would be amazing. Probably the best birthday present I had in a long time. If I am gonna be taking the money line.
Oh,
his money line. Big. I want the Gators shot for my birthday. Lagways been playing well.
Hey, I do not want to see no videos of you in the stand screaming "Hotty Toddy."
Hotty Toddy, baby.
You understand?
I won't be there, so Warren's not gonna film them. So, but you better take a video of you screaming.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Or I want to see the chomp if they're winning, one or the other.
Yeah,
I will be singing my heart out to Tom Petty. I will tell you that right now.
You're taking Florida.
Yeah, taking Florida.
All right. I'm gonna agree with Bryson. I'm gonna take the Gators here. I know Ole Miss has been good, and like I said, they're coming off a bye. They're playing good as of late. But they failed LSU early in the year, right?
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I just didn't like Ole Miss before that. I know we all had.
Kentucky.
You say what?
They lost to Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean they've had some bad losses. Is my point. And Florida's got a good defense. Florida's got, I know the quarterback is still a little banged up. He wasn't, he's not fully moving that well, but I think they got the talent to keep this close. I think this game comes down to the wire. Josh, who you got?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with them gay turds as well, and hopefully Bryson gets a good birthday present and go knock Ole Miss out of the playoff picture.
Yes, sir. Shout to Warren.
Yeah, I really do. I think it's gonna be a good game. I might throw a little bit on with you with the Florida money line. Preston, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a clean sweep. I think Florida's playing some inspired football. They know they got to get one of the next two. It'd be awesome to be able to get one this week. Then they can have a layup versus Florida State. So I like Florida to cover.
Did not expect that. All taking the Gators here. All taking the Gators here. I thought.
Hopefully Lane Kiffin ain't watching.
Yeah, this might be bad. Anyway, let's go to a big game here. I like this game. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch here. We got Colorado at Kansas. Colorado minus 3.5. I want to go ahead and say it. And
what time's that game? 3:30.
3:30. I'll go ahead and say it. I know the teams Colorado hasn't played, didn't live up to the hype this year, but I would like to apologize to the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders. They're outperforming what I thought. Josh, I think you could say that to yourself too.
Oh yeah,
they're outperforming what we thought.
I said it last week.
Okay, I didn't know if you
said that. Shout out to Colorado.
Show your hand.
They're playing better than I thought. I didn't think Colorado. I had them winning 4 or 5 games. They're playing good football. So
we want Colorado.
Defense has been better. Do I think if they make the playoff? Do I think they're going to last? Absolutely not. I think they get destroyed. But you never know. We'll see. But I am. I'm going to start off. I think it's going to be a close game. They played a couple, I think, similar opponents here. 3.5. I think this could be a 3-point game. So I'm just going to take Kansas here at home plus 3.5. I think Kansas is playing good as of late. I know they started off terrible. I think this is just going to be a great game. So I'm going to take Kansas. Preston, who you got?
So I'm going to go Colorado on this one. This game is being played in Arrowhead. Kansas Stadium is still being, renovated. I think Colorado is playing, like you said, better football. I think, Shador, Travis Hunter, all of them are, playing at a higher level than we had expected going into the season. I do think that Kansas is one of those gritty teams. They played Kansas State tight a couple weeks ago. They beat Iowa State. They beat BYU. They've had 2 upset wins versus ranked teams in the top 17 in back-to-back weeks. They get a third opportunity here against Colorado. I would not be surprised to see Kansas, pull an upset here, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do think Colorado's got just enough talent to squeak by with at least a 3-point cover here. So I do like Kansas minus 3.
Just 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. That's right. Honestly, I think Colorado wins this game. I think it's going to be like a late field goal.
You going with Kansas?
Colorado.
Colorado's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right.
On Kansas. Bryson, who you got?
So the line has moved since then. Now it's Colorado 2.5.
It was 3. I will say it was 3, but we have to do half. So it's staying at 3.5.
You know what? We could say a whole point. Bless you. I would love to see the upset here. Honestly, what's funny?
You say bless you when someone coughs. So go ahead.
All right. Trying to be nice. Apologize. I would love to see the upset here, but I also like to see I got Colorado winning the game. But upset would be awesome. I would love to see Colorado make the playoffs to get their stuff pushed in by like an SEC. I wish, or a bowl game. I don't care.
Hey,
I just want an SEC matchup with them.
I'm with Josh. I think Colorado and Carolina. I would love to see that.
Give me Carolina.
So you're going with Colorado here?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Taylor says in the chat, Kansas. He's taking Kansas. He or she. Shout out to you. Don't know which Taylor that is. Anyway, everybody. Josh, who you got?
All right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas plus 3.5. I don't know if they win this game. maybe Colorado goes down, kicks a field goal late. Now, if Colorado does win the Big 12, will the committee move them up above Boise State, or will Boise State take the bye and sit at home while Colorado plays?
If Colorado wins the Big 12, they'll be higher ranked than Boise State.
You think
They
so?
they would automatically get it.
You think they would move them up higher than Boise State?
I feel like if Colorado wins the Big 12, I think they'll probably be like
So there's
5 or
four
6.
teams.
So
There's
they'll get
four
the first round bye.
still vying for the Big 12, and that's BYU, Colorado, Arizona State, and Iowa State. Iowa State just fell off. They look like crap, but they do only have 2 conference losses. So it's a big game for Colorado, and Kansas would love more than just to knock them off. But
So Colorado.
I'm going with Kansas plus 3.5.
So if they win the conference game, win the Big 12, they're automatically in, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah,
It's
they'll
safe to
they'll,
assume, yes.
they'll be in, but if they're not ranked higher than Boise State,
Yeah.
Boise State would get one of the buys.
I
Well,
gotcha.
they
I'm
could
so
also
confused.
still
Playoff.
Boise State could still get a bye. Colorado could still get the first round bye. It all depends, I guess, on really who wins the ACC championship. Because if Clemson was able to make it, they'd still if Clemson somehow got help from Miami losing this week or next week, they win the Big 12 or they win the ACC over SMU, then they would be behind BYU or they would be behind Colorado, Boise State, and everything like that. So we would get to probably the 12th seed, and then you'd have Boise State, Colorado, Texas or Georgia, and Oregon or Ohio State one, and then would get that bye. So I think really the key is the ACC because we're behind. All of those 3 teams are already behind BYU and Colorado.
I just can't imagine Boise State getting a bye. I think they'll clinch if they beat UNLV this weekend. But UNLV's pretty good, so we'll see.
Yeah, you never know. I thought they played UNLV. Did they not play them?
They did play them.
Yeah, they had to play somebody else. Yeah, Boise State. Who's Boise State? I know they played UNLV.
They already played UNLV?
Yeah.
Yep. It was a close game.
Yeah, they play
I thought that's who they was playing this weekend.
No, they play I'm trying to find it for you. I can tell you real quick. They play Wyoming and then they play Oregon State.
Okay.
Yeah, they might.
Wyoming.
Yeah, it might be all right. Anyway, so what do we do? I went Kansas. What's the picks?
Me and Preston went Colorado. Josh and Chris, Kansas.
All right, I like that. Good win, Josh. Anyway, let's go. Saturday, 7:00. Army at Navy. Notre Dame
at Notre Dame.
What did I say? At Navy.
Clipsburg.
Army at Notre Dame. Notre Dame favored by 40 or 40. Gee, I can't speak. 14.5. Shout out Newsom. Preston, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a repeat of what happened when Notre Dame played Navy. I think they're playing for their playoff life right now. Obviously, they're not in a position that they can get a bye. They got to kind of go on the backdoor kind of side. I think they're going to score early and often. I think they're going to win easily by 21 plus.
It's at Yankee Stadium.
Report from Newsom. It's at Yankee Stadium.
That's weird.
Yeah, did not know that. I'm going to take. As much as I'd love to see.
So you're going to Notre Dame, Preston?
Yes, sir.
Can we stop playing football games at baseball fields? Can we stop? I mean, just stop.
I'd like to go to Wrigley Field. They'd be awesome.
Dude, the damn wall was that far from the back of the end zone. Like, man, I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I hate the Yankees. So I wouldn't go to the Yankee Stadium. Shout out to the Dodgers for winning the World Series. Anyway, I as much as I would like to see Army win, I'm taking Notre Dame minus 14.5. I agree with Preston. I think it's going to be similar. I know Army's. I think they got that running quarterback still if he's healthy. We'll see. But they struggled to put up points, I believe, last week. So, hey, I just think Notre Dame runs away with it. Josh, who you got?
Yep, I'm going with the Fighting Irish, and I'm really upset they're not going to have like a home field advantage. They're going to be playing at Yankee Stadium. That's really weird.
Yeah, that kind of.
I think there's going to be. I mean, they're going to be dealing with some snow and stuff up that area starting tomorrow. They got some wintry mix, but yeah, I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
It's probably better for him. I mean, Riley Leonard's just going to rush the ball when he gets close. So, or hand it off to the running back. Bryson, who you got?
Go Army beat Notre Dame.
You going with Army?
Going Army.
All right.
I mean, they've run the best form of football over there is that wing T.
Could work out for them.
And if this weather's going to be like this, you got to run the damn ball. And they are one of the best. I mean, last week against I believe North Texas, they had the ball for 13 minutes. 13 minutes on one drive, just milking it. And that's some hard run damn football. Give me Army.
Problem is, I mean, Notre Dame can't move the ball running with both positions too. So, anyway, yeah, gonna be hopefully for an interesting game there. And then final game here. I know we probably did miss. Says RJ Newsom here. Anyway, Saturday 7:30, Alabama at Oklahoma. We probably did. There's a couple other games we could have put in there, but I did choose this one. Bama minus 14.5. That is a lot of points, Josh. What's your thoughts?
Man, it is a lot of points, man. But I'm telling you, if Jalen Meal ticket.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
I got a new name for him, Meal ticket. I mean, if he's on his game, I mean, he's hard to stop. Oklahoma's got a pretty good defense. I seen their injury report today that Burks guy is doubtful. One of their best wide receivers. I think they would be more of a 11-point favorite, Alabama 10-point favorite, but I can't go against my Tide, dude. I got a 1-game lead. It's not that much of a lead, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Alabama minus 14.5.
Yeah, Oklahoma hasn't been great, but I'm taking Oklahoma. I just think that's a lot of points. So haven't been great. Defense is okay, so I got to take Oklahoma there. Add another team to the list. Clay says Bryson has 10 teams right. Add Army to the list. And then RJ Newsom says Dave Portnoy put $100,000 on Alabama to win the Natty, like 8 for 9 on his last pay. Oh, yeah, because he picked Celtics, whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Bama's playing well right now. I mean, they're getting hot. Defense is looking better, so we'll see. Preston, who you got?
Yeah, it's a lot of points, but man, I think just the state of Oklahoma football right now is just at an all-time low. Well, maybe not an all-time low. That's kind of an over-exaggeration here. But I think the way that Alabama's playing is just going to be way too much to handle for Oklahoma. I think they're overrun on both sides of the ball. I think Alabama has their way with them. I think they win this game big.
Bryson, who you got?
I love Alabama here with the points. I mean, Oklahoma is just awful.
No matter how bad, y'all, 14.5. That's a lot. Oklahoma's coming, baby.
I just don't see. They just not impressed me at all this season. So, Meal ticket. Going to have about 6 rushing touchdowns.
I'll take the under. You want to bet on that one?
I don't know about that, but I do take Ryan Williams over 100 yards receiving.
I will say that. I think Ryan Williams is going to have a big game. They need to contain Milroe. If they can contain Milroe, I give them a fight.
Hey, I do. On a side note, I want to, as an Alabama fan, I just want to send prayers out to Brent Venables' wife. Her breast cancer has came back. They had an off week, but Brent Venables been dealing with a lot. His wife traveling for treatment. So prayers for the Venables family.
Absolutely. Let's go. Final thing here. Lock of the week.
Oh,
I got a good one.
Let me get my red pen out for the locks now.
I like mine.
Get them now.
Mine.
Running out of time. We're running out of time. We got to win. We got to at least win one of these last
Got
two.
to win one more. We're 1 for 12.
For 12, man. We got
I like this is the lock of the year, I think. I don't know. I know Pittsburgh quarterback. They don't have a quarterback no more. I don't know what the weather looks like in this game. It's only 57 points. I'm taking the over in Pittsburgh and Louisville. Over 57. They both give up a lot of points. I like that one.
over 57.
I really like that one. So we'll see. All right, Preston, you got a lock?
Louisville.
Yeah, it's I think the way Miami's played with a lot of their teams that they've played recently, they've played down to the competition that they've been playing against. I think Wake Forest, they have a record of 4-6. I think they're a better team than what that record shows. Wake Forest is a 24-point dog on the road in Miami. Miami, they keep teams around for a little longer than they need, and I think that's a lot of points. I think Wake Forest, if there's 100,000 Wake Forest fans in the country, just add 250,000 more because Clemson is pulling for Wake Forest this week. We need Miami to lose one of the next two. I'm not going with my heart here. I really do think Wake Forest, the way that they play their offense, when the quarterback and the running back are holding the ball, they literally are walking together towards the offensive line, and they pull at the last second. I think that's going to give Miami a hard time. It gives everybody a hard time. I think it's going to be a closer game than 24 points.
So is that the line on the betting page?
It is 25.
25.
25. Good.
So Wake Forest plus 25.
I agree with him. I mean, I think this was actually one I was.
I seen that too. I was like, man, that's a big ass
a lot of points. He could be picking with his heart a little bit too, though. So,
well, Miami also is coming off a bye too, so it might be a little sluggish coming off.
Bryson, who you got?
I really, really like this one here. Over 59.5, Colorado and Kansas.
Over 59.5, Colorado, Kansas. All right.
Kansas at 330.
Is that it on the betting page?
That is 59.5.
Over 59.5.
I also really like. Sorry.
Colorado and
talk about honorable mentions in just a minute.
Kansas.
All right, Josh, hit it with us. Come on.
Right, so I'm picking with my heart just a little bit here.
Yeah.
But Missouri minus 7.5 at Mississippi State. Afternoon game. Y'all gonna veto it?
No, I'm not gonna veto.
Y'all can.
Hey, two's got a veto. So
I mean, y'all shot on me when I picked Missouri money line, and look what happened.
I don't know. I just don't like Missouri, but I mean, maybe.
No, I like it.
I mean, Mississippi State's the worst team in the conference, but you know, you never know. And why I say I'm picking with my heart is because Missouri needs to win one of the last two games, and Alabama win out. But if Missouri wins one of the last two and Alabama wins out, then Alabama plays in Atlanta in the SEC championship game.
He's damn sure picking with his heart. He just said all that. He's damn.
Missouri plays Arkansas next week.
All right.
In Columbus.
7.5 is what you got.
7.5.
That's what I got. Minus 7.5.
I think that line's a little low.
Yeah. So minus 7.5. So all right, I got over 57 Pittsburgh and Louisville, Wake Forest plus the 25, over 59.5 Colorado and Kansas, and Missouri minus 7.5.
Yep.
All right, let's lock it in. Hopefully we can win something. We got to win eventually. We got to win before the season's over. Bryson, what else were you gonna say? You were gonna say something else.
I have my one in my back pocket just in case y'all. I know y'all like to veto me. I don't know why it's so low. I know this game's playing at 7:30, but A&M 2.5 over Auburn.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I like your other pick better, but
I mean, I just
that line is low. That line is low, but Auburn's got a really good defense, and weird things happen at Jordan-Hare. Weird things happen in Jordan-Hare. I just want to say that. That's like it's a proven fact. Weird things happen.
Lock of the week.
Give us one. Come on,
All right,
Locks,
there you go.
Locks
Yeah,
of the week.
lock of the
Give
week.
us one. Yeah, give us one.
I
Go
like
ahead.
that. All right,
Yeah.
come on. All right, Lock. Give us a lock.
Give us one before we leave.
Attaboy, Captain.
I was looking here. There was a couple other I saw. I almost thought about. I know Tennessee hadn't been good, but I feel like they've been dominating the bad teams. It's like 41 points, but
Yeah. Now I was looking at that.
I was looking at it. I was like,
that's a lot of
Tennessee's.
points.
No, I was going to take Tennessee minus points, just because Tennessee's dominated some bad teams. I was like, well, but I was like, I can't do it. I can't take a minus that much favorite.
41.
It's 42. Yeah.
UTEP sucks, but is Tennessee going to put some backups in?
They have to, man. They have to. Well, I don't know. I think they just want. I think they like beating down. They beat down all year. I feel like they beat down these crappy teams, especially early in the year. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Hey, Vanderbilt at LSU.
I saw it. That was another one. I was going to take Vanderbilt plus 7.5. Louisville. I don't think LSU. Only reason I didn't is because LSU's at home, but I don't think LSU should be favored 7.5. There's no way.
Yeah, LSU's at home, but what was
that was actually my second option.
Was Vanderbilt off last week? Who did they play last week?
I don't know. I was looking to see if the quarterback was healthy. He said he's healthy, so yeah, I liked that one too.
It's just because I don't trust LSU's tackling and their defense. Like, they're going to run on them. Probably is going to run on them. And are they going to be able to tackle him? Yeah, tackling is an issue this late in the season. You ain't going to get that shit fixed.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that line, to be honest with you. I felt like that was kind of big. I could see 6, be a touchdown.
I wonder what Tennessee is going to be favored over Vandy next week at Vandy.
If LSU is favored, then it's probably going to be close to 9 or 10 at least.
God, I hope Vanderbilt beats Tennessee.
But just so you can't say you were the only one. Yeah. Anyway, any other thoughts? All right. Well, we're gonna I know Preston fighting the cold over there wants to get to sleep, so we're gonna hop off here. Appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you like, subscribe on the YouTube, follow and download on the Spotify, and who dat? Go Saints! Keep on winning. Hopefully, we can somehow
Broncos.
sneak
Let's
into
ride.
the playoffs. Yeah. Appreciate you watching. Peace.
Wolfpack is back, cause I'm mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys are wrestling. Testing competition, win the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the rings like the street. If you don't know, you better find out the Wolfpack. Here to prove a point, number one, best believe that you don't want to tussle with them. I'll be avoiding them, come in the ring with